Start. By the introduction of Schedule 14, effective from 2nd April 1987 in the Companies Act 1956, providing for separate depreciation rates for single shift, doubt shift and triple shift working, the assessee's previous year having ended after the introduction of Schedule 14 for the first time, an unambiguous and clear liability was cast on the assessee to work out the depreciation on the basis of the said schedule for the year in question. Stop. The companies which are desirous of paying dividend for any financial year out of its profit have necessarily to provide for arrears of depreciation as well as the depreciation for the financial year concerned under Class A of the first proviso to Section 205 within bracket 1 of the Companies Act, and this is a mandatory requirement of the company. Stop. Section 350 of the Companies Act prescribes only the mode of calculation of depreciation on the written down value method for purpose of ascertaining the managerial remuneration under Section 349 within bracket 4 within bracket K of the Companies Act, while the obligation to provide for depreciation in the accounts arises only under Section 205 and 4 under Section 350. Section 205, besides creating a charge of depreciation, also provides for alternative methods of depreciation, and one such method is found in Section 350 of the Companies Act. Stop. In other words, Section 205 is a charging section and Section 350 is a machinery section as regards depreciation. Stop. In the light of Para 3 within bracket 4 of Part 2nd and Para 7 of Part 3 of Schedule 4, which contains a definition of provision, it is to be inferred that the P&L must disclose the provision for depreciation on its fixed assets. Stop. If provision for depreciation was not made, the arrears of depreciation in terms of Section 205 within bracket 2 should also be quantified in addition and highlighted by way of a separate note. Stop. In other words, the intention of the legislature as evident in Para 3 within bracket 4 is to look upon arrears of depreciation as part of current depreciation. Stop. Even assuming that the arrears of depreciation are not part of current depreciation, the charging of arrears of depreciation in the P&L account in the current year is a necessary requirement in assessing its impact on the current profits. Stop. Issued by the ICAI in November 1982 also provides that prior period items representing as material charges or credits which arise in the current period should be reflected in the P&L account of the current year. Stop.